Hey, welcome back to How to Barbecue Right. I'm Malcolm Reed. Today I got my buddy Kendal Adair here from SmokedN Spiced. Kendal, what's happening, man?
Oh, not a whole lot. Thank y'all for having me.
Oh yeah, so Kendal is going to show me a couple things. I know y'all see some lobster, some cheese out here. What do you got going with that?
We're gonna do a lobster mac and cheese on the grill.
Heck
Smoked with some breadcrumbs on top, and I think it's gonna be second to none.
Man, I can't wait to try that. I know y'all are going to want to see this one. Man, let's get to cooking.
Let's do it.
So Kendal, what are we doing first? We're over here at the Traeger, got it fired up, running about 300. What are we gonna do first?
We have our B&B pellets in the Traeger. It's sitting at 300. We're gonna set these bad boys just right in here on the grates.
Now, you didn't do anything to them, right?
That's right. Now, and you can cook these on any grill. You also can boil them. You know, a lot of times when I'm doing it at the house, I'm trying to do it quick, and so I will actually boil the lobster tails in the water that I boil my noodles with first, so we get a little lobster flavor in there to go along with the noodles, and it really turns out nicely.
We're gonna give them a little smoke today, though.
That's right. We're gonna kiss it with a little bit of smoke.
I love it. I love it.
We've got the lobster tails smoking. We're gonna actually start our cheese sauce, and that starts with a little bit of milk, whole stick of butter, and then we'll add our flour and basically make a roux. Now we're adding the cheese. We're gonna save a little bit of it, so when we put it in the pan, you add a little cheese there too. You know what I mean? Half of a lemon squeeze in there. Killer Hog's AP rub.
Gotta have salt, pepper, garlic.
That's right, man. It puts flavor on everything. Also a little hot rub in there. I like a little bit of a spicy kick to it. We use a little bit of Old Bay, a little bit of nutmeg, white pepper for that back end kick. We'll add a little black pepper in there as well. What do you think about that right there? I think that's the consistency that we want.
Hey, that's a cheese sauce right there, man.
Heck yeah.
You can put that on anything.
Oh yeah, I mean anything. Can you imagine a cheeseburger with that? It drips over the top.
Oh, yeah.
Woo! So I believe our lobster tails should be about done. Let's get in here and check them. We don't want to overcook them because we are going to put them back in the mac and cheese and put that in the grill. So we're going to go ahead and get these chopped up. And
How long were we looking at there about?
probably about 15 to 20 minutes, depending on the size of the tails. So I've always been taught the easiest way to do this is to start at this end and stick your knife straight down and just come straight down like so. Pop them all open, and then I'll dig them out. We'll break them in half just like so, and then we'll start on this big side, and we're gonna just run your finger right down the edge of the shell, and you got a little hunk of lobster. And I'm gonna do a pretty coarse chop because I want you to really taste the lobster in it as well. And you can even run another coat of seasoning on at this point too, because the lobster, we haven't seasoned it yet.
So what are we gonna cook it in, Kendal?
We're gonna cook it in a Dutch oven cast iron pot, and it really is gonna add a little bit of flavor, and then the presentation will be beautiful as well.
I like using that heavy cast iron on the grill. It transfers heat so well. And for doing like casserole, basically type dish, it really works great. So you just got elbow macaroni.
Elbow macaroni, and you know, you can add whatever kind of macaroni you like. Add the cheese sauce. Go ahead with the lobster tail. Get it all mixed together, and maybe even get a little taste test to make sure we don't need to add any more cheese or seasoning. You always got to check that.
You can always add more cheese, right?
All right.
So give it a little taste.
That's right.
See what we're working with.
I think we're pretty good.
Doesn't need anything.
I think we can add a little cheese on top under the breadcrumbs. And I'm just gonna kind of grab a little bit of all of it, just a handful of each one, and put a layer on top. More than a little layer, sorry.
There you go.
Might as well use it all, I mean.
Can't take it home with you, Kendal.
That's right. One thing I like to do is when I'm kind of layering the top flavors, I want to get a little rub in there just to add that extra kick. And last, the panko breadcrumb.
And that gives it a little crunchy texture.
It does, and it'll make that golden brown look on top.
So what are we looking at cook time wise now?
You know, right about 20 minutes at 300, 20 to 30. You really want the cheese to get bubbling underneath there. You want that golden brown color on top, and then it's ready to dive in.
Not overcook the lobster.
Not
right?
overcook the lobster, that's key. So we've got it panned up and ready to go, our breadcrumbs on top, and we're gonna put it back into the smoker at 300 for about 30 minutes. One thing that I'd like to do is put a little bit of a cooking spray. This is just a vegetable oil, just right on top. Just to make sure everything's golden brown when we're ready. The mac and cheese has been on for about 30 minutes. Man, look at that.
I mean, it's all golden brown. That's beautiful, Kendal.
Oh man, that's gonna be delicious.
Man, Kendal, this mac and cheese looks awesome. I can't wait to try it. I know it's all golden brown, that Gruyere, mozzarella, sharp cheddar. I mean, just check it out. Look how it browned up when you put it in that Traeger.
Oh man.
So you gonna plate this up some?
I'm gonna get you some all plated up. Look at that there.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that spoon right there is enough for me. What are you gonna eat?
I got the dish. What are you talking about?
I got you, I got you.
And we're gonna put a little bit of Malcolm's hot rub on it.
Just a little garnish action.
That's right, get a little color in there.
And you can garnish probably with about anything. You can put some green in it to make it pop or something. That looks good right there, man. So, I mean, I'm gonna dig right in. I gotta try this. Let's bring it over here. We're not, this is family style, right? You work on that end, I'll work on this end.
I got you.
I'm wanting to find a piece of lobster, all that cheese.
That's pretty good right there.
Son,
I like it.
heck yeah. Man, the lobster in it's perfect. All that flavor you expect from lobster, the richness. The cheese is creamy. Man, the noodles are perfect. That's textbook mac and cheese with lobster, hot rub.
Really setting it off.
I'm telling you, you don't need anything to go with it. It would be an excellent side dish.
But an even better main course.
Yeah, exactly. You get the crunch from the panko, creaminess from the cheese, the lobster flavor through and through.
Noodles cooked perfectly. We got a little hint of smoke in there.
Al dente noodle. I mean, it stayed that perfect texture all the way through. You know, a lot of times you think the pasta is going to go mushy when you cook it like that. 300 degrees, about 30 minutes. Just to make sure I got this right, we started with, 5 lobster tails, put them on the Traeger, about 300 degrees. It took them about 15, 20 minutes, chopped them up, made our cheese sauce while they were cooking. 3 kinds of cheese, mozzarella, sharp, Gruyere, milk, little flour, made that basic cheese sauce.
Don't forget about that stick of butter.
Oh yeah, whole stick of butter. And then Old Bay, AP, little hot rub. I mean, all the spices you had in it. Extra white pepper for some back end heat. Put it all together, pankoed it, sprayed it. 30 more minutes on the
Traeger.
And that's it.
That's it.
Hey, you got to try this recipe. Easy to do. Kendal, thanks for coming out, man.
Thanks for having me,
It's
man.
been
I do
awesome.
appreciate it.
So Kendal, tell them where they can find you, man.
We're at SmokedN Spiced on Instagram and Facebook. And you can look up my personal page, Kendal Adair, and just send me some messages, anything I can do, any questions, and I'll definitely get them answered.
Hey, I appreciate it, Kendal. If you like what we're doing here at HowToBBQRight, subscribe to our channel. We appreciate you checking out the videos. You can also find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We'll see y'all next time.